on the recording. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Charles Lee, your 4-star platinum. This is going to be Power Hour, where I share with you my mind, my experience, my story, and various other leaders that are in the business to share their story and their experiences. So that way you guys can learn from all of us. And so you can maximize. And when I say Power Hour, it's just this 1 hour that I completely put forward into just pouring into you guys, like just in my head, just dump. And as long as you guys get value off of that, because there's so much information in this head. And sometimes it's just good for me to just crack it open and then just start doing this. So that way you guys can just take the nuggets that that will resonate with you, and then just run with it. And hopefully that will happen. And I go over a lot of various topics. And so for those of you guys that are looking to lead a team, for those of you that are looking to potentially build a team, right, or structure your team, or just even having just overall the correct psychology and mentality of even pursuing something of this magnitude or nature, it's important for all of you guys. I gotta give somebody host. Let me see here. See the first name, Ashley Halliwell. I'm gonna make a co-host. Some extra names here that I may recognize. Dwayne, I'll make you a co-host too. So as I get started, if it's possible, if you guys see anyone in the waiting room, can you just go ahead and just let them in, please? Jody Wariski, I'll make a co-host. So it's just not one person that's on it. So if you happen to see anybody in the waiting room, just admit all. So that way they can just come in and I don't have to worry about them. All right, cool. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you. So for those of you that are brand new, I think it's really important for me to share this video with you real quick. I love videos, especially that puts me in the right place. So real quick.
People cringe and say, don't tell them that. Rob.
Yes. Don't tell people what you know. People. My father was the head of education, PhD, all that stuff. I go home and ask him, so why don't we learn about money in school? And he looked at me and said, because the government doesn't let us teach that. So the government tells us what we can teach and what we can't teach. And I thought that was strange. And I said, but aren't we going to school to learn about money? He says, no, your job is to get a job. I said, but you get a job to earn money. He goes, no, you're supposed to just get a job. I went, no. Isn't the purpose of a job to earn money? He goes, you're correct. I said, so why don't I just learn about money? I can skip the job part, And he got flustered and he said, if you want to learn about money, why don't you ask your best friend's father about money? And I said, why? That's Mike. So I asked him. He said, because Mike's father is an entrepreneur. And I said, what are you? He said, I'm an employee. I'm a government employee. I went, oh, what's the difference? This is the difference is an entrepreneur must know about money, or they're no longer entrepreneurs. And he says an employee doesn't have to know anything about money. Because the government will take care of them, the company will take care of them. So I'm all confused. And finally, through persistence, my rich dad started teaching me about money on one condition. And that condition was he would never pay me. He says, the moment I pay you, you think like an employee. He says, that's the trap. Entrepreneurs work for free. And now I'm 9 years old, my head's going cracking in half. He says, you never want a paycheck. Understand that, kid. Okay, I got it. And he said, well, how do I make money? He says, that's what entrepreneurs figure out. It's like, I've had financial crashes. I've had people stab me in the back, but they're all good because I grow from it. That's spirituality. People who are afraid of making mistakes, like they teach in school, they don't ever grow. Because spirituality is there's good and there's bad, there's right and there's wrong, there's up and there's down. Most people only want to be right, they only want to be positive. You can't have that, that's not reality. Well, I wasn't poor by most people's standards, but I came from a family with a poor attitude, if you know what I mean. Because rich, poor, middle class, poverty starts with a fundamental attitude. Poverty is passed on. It's taught in the families. And middle class is taught in families. And so the people right now who are sitting at home, who are struggling financially or worried about money or unhappy if they may be making a lot of money, but unhappy with what they're doing, it was probably taught to you. And your super ego was taught, get a job, work hard, or you'll never be rich, or the rich are evil, or whatever. So school system will never teach you about money. The school system is designed to teach you to be an employee, which is important, or a doctor or a lawyer, a specialist, but never about money. And what most people lack is real business knowledge, like accounting, like debt, like taxes. You got to know that stuff, but they don't teach it in school to anybody. You see, most teachers in school, they're out of ethics. They teach subjects they themselves don't practice. I asked the teacher, I said, I'm in my third year of calculus now. It was called strength of materials. I said, am I ever going to use this stuff? He goes, no. I said, why do you teach it? I was like, I paid. So do you ever use it? He goes, no. And that's why, you have to, in life, one of the things I suggested people, you got to find a real teacher versus a fake teacher. And a fake teacher is somebody who doesn't do what they teach. And a real teacher is doing what they teach every day. So my accountants, my attorneys, they're in it every single day. That's how I learn, because every day I'm solving problems in my business. So I have accountants and attorneys and bankers and all these people on speed dial because I'm solving problems with my team.
I see him giving this knowledge out, and
Yeah.
do the rich people cringe and say, don't tell them that, Rob?
Yes. Don't tell people what you know. Keep them poor. But unfortunately, the poor, as was in the Bible, I'm not real religious. The poor will always be amongst us. It starts up here.
Right, it's that fear mentality.
It's in their words, and the words become flesh. Yeah, I'm not really religious. I flunked out of Sunday school also. But when they say I can't afford it or I can't do that, they become what they say. My PhD dad says, what do you think I am, made of money? I can't afford that. And my rich dad would say, that's why he's poor. Poor people say, I can't afford it, I can't do that, I don't have time. Because it's an escape. It's an escape. You know what I mean? It's easy to say I can't afford it.
And your rich dad used to say what instead of I can't afford it?
How can I afford it? How can I do that? What would it take? Or why should I do that? He says that a question opens the mind, a statement closes the mind. See, when you say I can't afford it, the mind shuts down. And you become what you say. Rugby is a team sport, but so is soccer. The rules are different. And other people are golfers, they play by themselves. And so everybody's different. So my game financially is business, number one. Second is real estate. So what I say to young people is you find your game.
Yeah. Did you guys pick up some good, helpful tips there?
Yes.
Awesome.
Very much so.
Very good. That's kind of where we need to start moving toward. And it's really important that we have that understanding between a 9-to-5 mindset, an entrepreneur mindset altogether as a whole. So because oftentimes a lot of us, when we do start this business, and it's none of your guys' fault, right? Like just like Robert Kiyosaki stated, like we're born into a system where as parents we're taught to get good grades, do good in school for all 12 grades. And then afterwards, we're supposed to go into debt, go into college, get more education, hopefully get a degree. And then from there, get a really good job, right? And then we're supposed to be there for the next 20 to 40 years. And then after 40 years, we're 60 years old and we retire, hopefully collect a good pension and or Social Security. Would it be safe to say that that is the actual blueprint that we've been taught? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And so because of
Yes,
that,
exactly.
in a big way, it's a broken system because we're not taught to how to think for ourselves. We're not taught how to go into business for ourselves. And in a lot of ways, it's scary. It is scary because when we get a paycheck that pays us a certain amount, it gives us this false sense of security. And it pays our bills. And then we have children. Then we're really locked in, right? Because it's like, oh, shoot, I can't sacrifice the paycheck that I'm bringing in because I have to ensure that there's food on the table. I have to ensure the kids are safe. So it's this system that we fall into, and that's the way. But it's also a mouse wheel. Then we look back in our mid-30s or our 40s, like, is this it? And what I'm sharing to you is that's my story. My mom taught me work hard, save your money, work hard. And that's ideally the blueprint. And hopefully you save up enough money to pay for your kids' college, at least one of them. Yeah. And so because of that, it's just one of these things where we recognize it. And truth be told, okay, with what you guys are doing in everything that we do, clearly you have a travel agency business that you can call your own. It's a business that you can call your own. And later in life, some of you guys are just getting started. Some of you are like, okay, let me try this out. Let me see where I'm at. Let me dip my toe into water, which rightfully so you are. Welcome, by the way, to Evolution Travel. My name is Charles Lee. I'm your 4-star platinum. And so we're very happy that you're here. And so in this power hour, for those of you guys that don't know what a 4-star platinum is, it's a tier and a rank that's ridiculously stupid high, but whatever. That's not the point. The point is I started this in 2018. Effectively, actually, me and my wife started in 2016, but I didn't take it seriously until 2018. So effectively, in 4 years, I'll show you what I made. If you guys can keep yourselves on mute, that would be great. That would help me a lot. Me and my wife's 2021 $10.99 Evolution Travel, right? If I can show you, that says around 56K. Charles Lee, and then my beautiful, lovely wife, 2021 Evolution Travel, 163K. So together, 223K, 229, about 230. Last year. What I want to spell out to you is I effectively started this in 2018. 2018. Right? Like, what else could I start doing? Right? What else could I start doing? Let's just quit this platform or whatever, and let's just rewind time and go back to what I used to do, working for Caesar's Palace, which I kept off at 42K and change. I was never going to make more than that, ever. That's it. If I stayed there 20 to 40 years, I saw my colleagues, they're in their 50s and 60s, and then they're just gonna call it done. They put in their 20. I asked them, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna retire. Well, what's next? I'm gonna collect Social Security. That was my future. You have to ask yourself that, okay, is that what you want? And that, to me, at the age of mid-30s, burnt out at the job that I was in, not to say I was broke, but I was 2 paychecks from being broke, because we were month to month, everything was going out because we were raising kids too, between my wife and I needed additional income because my income was just simply not enough to raise 4 kids. So me and Nikki always knew in the back of our heads, we have to have a business that we can call our own. We have to. The only way that you're going to see financial freedom or time freedom, one way or another, Nikki always had this in mind. I just don't want to work for anybody. I want to work for myself. That's always been in her mind. Me, I'm more traditional. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are traditional too. Because again, the American system taught us to go to school, get good grades, get a job, get a career, get a pension. And so the entirety of my young adult life, I figured that was the way to go. And then we meet someone like David McCullough, right? Me and my wife have always knew in the back of our head, we got to start businesses that we can call our own, whether it be traditional, whether it be whatever. So what we learned is like the American dream. Okay, we have to put money in. We have to borrow money. We have to go to the bank, borrow money, or we have to invest. So I invested money into ideas that me and my wife sparked up, mostly my wife, Nikki. But I believed in it because I just knew I hated my job. I hated it. I was so like, yuck, disgust so high, like, get me the F out of here. I just want to do whatever it takes to get out of this job. So yeah, I'll put money into this thing. Let's see if we can ignite fire into that, and hopefully it'll work out. Because I knew if I stayed at the job that I was at and continue my 40, 50 hours there, I knew, like, it's not rocket science. I'm never going to make more than $3,600 a month, ever. No matter how hard I work. That's my cap. That's my ceiling. Right? So this is my robot life. What can I do? What could I do? I have to have a business that I can call my own. Anything. So then all that stuff occurred. Failure after failure. It doesn't matter. Gotta start shooting darts. Hopefully something sticks. Party bus was our last one. We borrowed about 30,000 on that from the bank, and we went upside down 6 months later. But whatever. That one was like a total kick in the nuts. There's lessons that I learned even from that because I relied on my drivers to attain the relationships with the doors of the casinos. We were competing against the big guys that have limo parties and limo buses and everything else. And then 6 months later, Uber and Lyft comes in. That's during the time that happened. Completely wiped out our business model because we were relying on the small pickups and things like that. So yeah, and not only that, the car breaks down like every other week. I had to go into the shop, like literally, it was a money pit for us because we were the small guy. But either way, whatever. What else are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? So there I am, continuing to work at Caesar's Palace and Caesar's Entertainment. Wow, what's our next idea? Insert home-based businesses. Aha! Okay, what's this? Investment? Sure. It doesn't cost us $3,000 or $4,000 to get started? Oh, $69.95? Sure, why not? $150, $200, $300. It's a lot less than $3,000 or $5,000 or $15,000 to get started. What have you got to lose? Give it a try, hun. And she's always been about customer service. And so this was right up her alley. Book travel. I can arrange travel for it. And this is where Facebook exists. Instagram exists. She's like, I just need to broadcast. Let everybody know, like, hey, if anyone wants to do anything like go to Hawaii, go to Mexico, Cancun, or, you know, business travel or whatever the case may be, it just made sense. So she just started booking travel. Then lo and behold, it was turning out that a lot of times while I was getting dressed, putting on the uniform, hating my job, going to work, she was out earning me wearing her pajamas. What? Something is clicking here. She just gets to work from home on her computer, on her laptop. What? Seriously? And then it started growing. So it really put into attention where, like, let me take a look at this. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, my wife, as amazing as she wasn't a team builder. She just loved helping people. So her angle was teach people how to book travel. Me, on the other hand, I saw something where, like, wow, you can build a team and you can make residual income. Is the product or service legit? Because if it is, then that's something that I can get behind. I've been through a number of other companies and businesses where I put my eggs in that basket to find out they're selling wolf tickets, which is you know, garbage. They're selling fake stuff. It's a fake product, fake service. And my integrity and my honesty, to me, like, people's lives are important. So, like, when I found out that the company is selling wolf tickets, I didn't last more than a week and a half where I had to just say, you know what, I can't do this anymore because I'm now perpetually lying to people, and that's just not something I can get behind. But when I realized, when we have something like Archer Travel, for those of you guys that attended the convention, you saw Disney there, you saw Royal Caribbean, you saw Carnival Cruise attending our convention. It was 2018, the convention that I went to, and me and my wife were executive at the time. At the time, okay, that's not that long ago, right? I saw platinums go up there on stage that started from the beginning, i.e., Lynn Huddleston. Wow, what a firecracker she! And then I started getting introduced to more people, like Val Rutherford going up on stage, a lady named Amy Peterson, and then you know, Letitia Chambers, yada yada yada. I'm like, okay, this is real. This is legit. I see the awards. My wife even went up on stage to get an award for her travel bookings. It was so warming, and it was such a good feeling. Like watching the founder in action, watching all the platinums in action, seeing their life change, telling their story. That was the exact thing that I needed to enter my synapses in my brain to say, I can get behind this. And the biggest real thing that I found, that really, my epiphany moment, the aha. For those of you guys that don't know, it was actually a platinum that got on stage, and the body language, like if you guys ever see Lynn Huddleston go up on stage, as tiny as she is, she's a monster. Like the way she talks, loud, so flamboyant, all of the above, right? When you see like Val Rutherford, she goes into her coach mode, success mode, like it's like, wow, you know, in my mind, and I think some of this is going to resonate with some of you. In my mind, in my thinking, if you're a platinum, you have to be this incredible super personality, outgoing, extroverted, all of the above, like incredible leadership skills and all of that. That's what I envisioned in my mind. But there was one person that collected their platinum plaque. This person was in fact hiding their face inside their hair, wearing glasses, body posture with shoulders hunched forward. And in a lot of ways, during lunchtime, this person was sitting by herself. I'm like, we're your leaders in my mind. I'm like thinking about all this stuff because that's perception. But then what she went up on stage and what she was taught was teaching online, Facebook stuff at the time, right? So that to me, in my mind, because what I was used to, honestly, quite honestly, was kind of like the traditional way of doing things, meeting people and explaining people. But essentially what I picked up in that moment was, oh, this person did everything online. And what I perceived there in that moment was this person is an introvert, an absolute introvert. So what's my excuse? Here's the thing. I think of a platinum as this super incredible personality. And when I try to speak to this person, in fact, the social anxiety was so high. I remember this so vividly. Every platinum was given like 30 minutes to train. This person was done in 12 because their nerves were so high, right? They were speeding right through all the slides and like, I'm done. And I'm like, whoa. And a number of things that I caught was that some words were actually being skipped over, whatever. And so like that to me in my mind was like, oh, wow, really? Okay. Like what was entering my mind is, I think I'm smarter than this person. I am. So this person is a platinum. What's my excuse? This person did it. So you're telling me what I perceive, introvert, doesn't like people, not too much. Doesn't like people. In fact, when I went to this person, started probing questions because I wanted to pick their brain, like, can I talk to you? Like, I want to know how you got to platinum. In my mind, I'm thinking, how did you get to platinum? But I needed to know that story. And you know what? The crazy thing is that the person, I guess I came on too strong. Like, I just wanted to like absorb everything. Because I'm Asian. What I do, I want to like I want to know every equation. That's me, right? So like I want to get all the facilitation of all that information. But because the social anxiety was so high, they negated, this person negated completely. Didn't answer my call. They said they were going to answer my call, but they didn't want to answer my call. It had a lot to do with maybe again, so I had to contact that person's spot and be like, hey, what's going on? Like, I just want to know stuff. Like, let me in. But this, again, the social anxiety or whatever it was so high that, all right, I'm not going to get it. So, but the one thing that I did pick up there is this person was able to get the platinum online. And the other thing that I picked up is this person is an introvert. Okay. That's all I needed to know. So then what did I do? I started, all right, I saw the other side of the fence. I want to know how to get to the other side of the fence. But I wasn't going to get the know-how. So what did I do? I went to YouTube University. Yes, I did. How to build a team online, right? In network marketing, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And whatever. So that was the day that I decided I'm going to be platinum. But then I told my wife, Nikki, hey, we're going to be platinum. So we'll do whatever it takes. Let me just get through all the know-how, the work. Let's educate ourselves. Then I went to sacrificing and getting ready to liquidate. I want to make this work. I want to get to platinum, because what does the platinum mean? We're going to make residual income, 3,000 plus. That would equally equate to what I'm making currently right now. And I get to work from home. Sure. So what are the things that I need to do in order for me to get that done? Well, I got to build a team. How many people is that? Well, 300. Before all of this, I'm going to now rewind all the way back to having your own business. Home-based business, traditional business, because this is what I want to spell out to you. Out of everything that I just explained to you, and this is where I'm going to tie it in, is because that if you ever want to see financial freedom and or time freedom, you have to understand it. You have to have a business that you can call your own, your business, that you get to dictate the hours, that you get to rip the ceiling off the income that you could potentially make. Sure, there are parameters in which how we can get there, but at least in what we do, whether it be a traditional business or a home-based business, we have what you call unlimited potential. Unlimited, right? If you're making $5K a month, but knowing that you're not capped, that you can eventually make up to $10K a month, what isn't that worth fighting for? So we have to explore between my wife and I, what is our happy number? I only make $3,600 a month right now. Now, please don't get me wrong. For those of you guys, some of you guys that are here online, $3,600 a month would be an absolute blessing. Only for so long. Only for so long. Until you realize, shoot, I need to make more. Because I got kids to pay. I got child support. They got rent. They got mortgage. I got car bills, medical, da 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 da. Right? But the thing is that whether it be a traditional business and or home-based business, here's where I'm going to go to with today's lesson. Whether it be one or the other, especially for those of you guys that are starting right now, because me and my wife have done a number of traditional businesses, when we saw the potential in this thing, we figured, well, let's treat this like it's a traditional business. Because one way or the other, it's going to equate to the same amount of energy, it's the same amount of mistakes, the same amount of hurdles, the same amount of failures, the same amount of roadblocks. Everything that entails into a traditional business, in order for you to succeed in that traditional business, is the same amount of work that's going to take to build a home-based business. It's not going to change. The difference between one and the other is one's a lot more costlier of investment. 40,000, 50,000, 20,000. So what does that mean? That means it takes equally the same amount of body of work to make it succeed. I know a lot of people think when I start a home-based business, or let alone a traditional business, it's actually the same mentality. I'm in business for myself, so therefore I will be rich. There's a reason why there's 80% failure rate in traditional businesses, because they don't put into account the body of work and the body of failures and the body of mistakes that entails into any business. Now, when you start up a traditional business, though, you're in it. You're in it. I believe in this business. I'm gonna do it. And then I borrowed 30,000 to make it work. So where are you gonna go? You're 30,000 in debt. Let's go. Let's get this going. Right? You're in it. That means whether you don't make a profit in month 1, month 2, month 3, guess what you're doing? You still have to grind on. You still have to figure out, how can I turn this into a break even or profit? I need to get into the black. I need to get out of the ring. It's true. The life of an entrepreneur, a business owner. Now, when we go into crossover to the home-based business now, okay, follow me here. You guys have entered the business for $69.95. We associate $69.95 with, I don't know, a pair of sneakers. A dinner that we go out on a night, a nice night out in town with us, you and the significant other. And if it's a crappy dinner, well, that's $70 thrown away. But either way, it doesn't change our life. We walk away from it. Unfortunately, though, because, and hear me out, because I'm tying this together, we have the American system that taught us to live and work a certain kind of way. And so when we associate $70, something that we can walk away from, I gave it a try. I'm done. I quit. I cancel. I walk away. Try something else. Fair. Thank you for trying. Come again. See you around whatever. Right? But the thing, though, is that in order for you to make anything succeed, I don't care what it is, whatever your chosen endeavor is, know that no matter what it is that you do, you are going to incur the same amount of challenges, whether you quit this business and move on to the next or not. Right? And so in my mindset, when we decided we're going to do this for $69.95, instead of thinking of it like we invested $69 into it, or $70 for that matter, we thought of it in our mind, we invested $70,000 into it. It's a big difference in thinking, right? Now what happens? Now you're committed. Now you're in it. You got overhead, you got expenditure, right? And so now this is where I'm going to tell you, when we decided we want to become a platinum, because what is the end outcome? Seeing all the other platinums that changed their life, told their stories, and got all the accolades, got all the hugs and kisses and everything else that came along with it. I want that. That is what I want. I want to change my life. I want to be able to spend more time with my wife. I want to go on vacation. I want to be able to do all these incredible things that these guys are doing. How do I do it? What do I need to do? Now, I did do a training and convention about going all in. Some of you guys are not there yet, but when I went to convention and I saw the end results, that is the day that I decided to go all in. Hun, we're going to do this. We're going to get to platinum. Okay. What did that mean? At the time, I learned some other skills in playing poker, won a few tournaments, bought a few things, and yada, yada. Had a Lexus GS 350 I was very proud of. Let's sell it. Let's sell my gaming computer. Sure, let's get rid of that too. How much can we get out of this to sustain this business for us to get to platinum? Now, I'm not telling you guys to do all that, because there's got to be a mental decision that you have to make. Say, you know what? This is what I want to do. And when you choose that, that's also deciding to choose that you're going to embrace everything that's going to come along with that. Literally. People quitting on you, people joining you, people becoming part, people disappointing you. The business not being perfect. But I saw the end result anyway. At the end of the day, I looked at the people behind it. I saw David McCovey, or we did, me and my wife saw David McCovey. We saw Ron Archer. These are people of character. These are people that we can get behind. They will pay. They will make sure that you're taken care of. I mean, even a person of reputation. I remember a while back, people joined Evolution Travel because they knew David McCovey's name by reputation only. This guy is a good standing character. We are going to join this business. We don't care what it is. And then they join. Think about that. Like that, like us as new agents aiming to build a team, when we saw that, we're like, yes. And I'm going to tell you right now, we've been working with David McCovey since 2015, on and off. There's not a single time that he hasn't not paid. There isn't a single time that he hasn't said that he's going to do something and didn't do. So in kinds of mileage and experience, you figure this is good. And then you see the lives change. This is even better. So yeah, so I liquidated. We're going to go all in. Go all, what do you mean? We're going to trade in the car. We're going to get an older car because I believe we're going to do this. Now, to share our story, what's it going to entail for you guys to make it? I don't know what, honestly, your guys' ambitions are. We're going to have to figure that out. We are literally going to have to figure out, for those of you guys that are brand spanking new, we're going to have to figure out what you want. When you can define what it is that you want, then you can start rolling up your sleeves and then you can start going to work. But first, we have to define what you want. At the time, I'm going to share with you what we wanted between my wife and I is $7,500 a month. We wanted to double the income that I was currently making. It would allow us to pay all of our bills. It would allow us to pay everything and still have money just a little bit over, like actually a lot over, so we can start saving money and putting it toward vacations and whatever else. 7,500 was our magic number. Well, how do we do it? What do we need to do? Let's put it all on the table. Nikki, how much are you making booking travel? Anywhere between 1,500 to 3,000 a month. Okay. So that's a large range there because that's like literally half. And so what would it take for me to balance that out with team building? And so if we make platinum, how much is that worth? Full payout on $3,700, $3,800. Done. $4,000, you know, just average it out. So if we're there, we're just about there. So that means like gold's not going to do it. So you can already tell like my mentality was already surpassed silver, gold, whatever. Like we got to just surpass all that. Those are all byproducts. We're going straight to platinum, like whatever it takes. That's 300 people, sure. Now, here's another mentality. If I have to get all 300 people my damn self, then that's what I'll do. I know some of you be like, that's a whole lot. Yeah, I get it. But when you have made up your mind and you made your decision, I want to be a platinum. There's no other thing. There is no other thing. I'm going to be a platinum, right? Nothing else is there in between. Assuming that I bring people in, and then even along the journey, people were quitting. So this is where we start to understand there's attrition. Oh, people come in, people go. Got it. Well, what can we do to keep them around? Well, let's start training classes. Let's do academies. Nick, teach them how to book travel correctly the way you do it. Sure, let's do it. Put them in together and tie them into all the other platinum trainings, like Lynn Huddleston's, like Nina Mitchell's, like Tony Ward's. Get them plugged into every single platinum and whatever else that you want to add it on. And then I'll jump in and I'll do some, team building classes for those that want to team build. But we got to keep the main thing. Teach them how to book travel. Make them happy there. And I'll do once a week team building. So it'll be 9/10 travel booking classes and 1/10 team building for those that are interested in it. So that way they can learn the language of team building and what it entails and all this, that, the other. I didn't know how many people would show up, but before you know it, there were people interested. But I'm going to tell you right now, in the journey up to that team building, I wanted it so bad. I don't know how bad you guys want it, but I personally wanted it so bad. I wasn't going to wait for presentations or webinars or wait on people. So guess what I did, guys? I still have my presentation on my phone, bullet points and all. And we would broadcast online, cast a net, the proverbial casting a net for people. Hey, anyone want to make income from home as a travel agent working from home? Text this number, which is going to inviting, which I'll go into next week. They would say interested, blah, 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 blah. They would text me. Then from texting me, I would segue them into setting up an appointment. I would set up the appointment. Then I would meet the person on the phone. Hi, Monica, I'm Charles. You're the one that expressed interest in wanting to make income from home as a travel agent. I'm glad we were able to get on the line. And so please get a piece of paper and a pen. So that way you can write some questions. I'm going to break everything down for you. Right? And then go from there. And then see if this makes sense for you. If it does, great. If it doesn't, that's okay too. No problem. So on the phone, on speaker, just like this, I would walk around the park, pitching. No visuals, none. 100% audio. And yeah, I would bring them on board right then and there too. So does this all make sense to you? Yes, it does. Great. How did you want to get started? Visa or MasterCard? I'm just going to collect some basic details from you. And it's going to be like what you want to name your website, your email address, yada, yada, yada. Okay. And your tax information. I don't hold any of this information. I'm going to get you into the system. You're going to get an agent ID number. And then from there, I'm going to add you in to your website, walk you through your first step so you know exactly what it is that you're doing, get you started, get the ball rolling. I'm going to add you to our Facebook group page. Bam, 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 da, 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 done. Closed. Bring them on board, get them segued, pass them over to Nikki so that way Nikki can get them started on travel booking trainings and kind of the new agent orientation process. And then I move on to the next person. And then not only that, as soon as I bring someone on board, you know how I explained everything to you? Should you know anybody that would like to make income from home like you just did, please refer them to me. I will get on the phone with them, make an appointment, and I will explain the business model. In the event that it makes sense for them and they come on board, I'll put them in your team. What do you think they did? Sure, no, I just have to introduce them to you. Why not? Right? That happened by the way, all the way till I reached like 200 some odd people. Now here's insane, right? Then I was like, too much. I was literally pitching 7-8 times a day. I was exhausted. But when you do the numbers, we wanted to get platinum so bad, we broke down the numbers. We need 300 people. We're an executive. And okay, so how many people do we need to bring in each month? Right? And then after all the math, we need to bring in 1.8 person a day to get to platinum by X date. So you can level the you can imagine the level of work ethic. We went ahead and we ditched Netflix. We ditched all entertainment. We got invited out to go do things. We said, no, this is something that we have to hit first. I don't know where you are at in your life. I don't know what you want. That's something that you're gonna have to discern for yourself. But it was $7,500 a month that we knew that we needed to make, that we wanted to make. That will essentially fire my boss and get me into a place where I can effectively work from home. Now, in that, did we able to continue the exact classes that I'm doing right now with you guys? This is it right here. This is the genesis. These are the classes that I need to have with you guys. So that way, once you understand our journey, now you start to know that freaking A, Charles is no different really from us. He's not. He just had an ambition and he had a motive and he made a decision. I don't know where you're at in your life. I don't know what you need. I don't know what you want. I don't know what would change your life. We need to define that. And once you do, have a blueprint, have an outline. What do you need to do? Nowadays, it's a lot easier for you. You guys have webinars, you guys have training classes, but nonetheless, you can't escape the work. I'm sorry, but I need to spell this out for you. Success will not fall on your lap. I'm sorry. Fortune might fall on your lap. Luck could fall on your lap. But success will never fall on your lap. It just will not. Success is earned through trial and error and hard work, blood, disappointment, failures, mistakes, and all of the above. And I knight you all shoulder to shoulder. Make as many mistakes in the beginning. Blow out the leads. It's going to be okay. Because I'm going to close with this. You all have a great landscape. Here's the landscape, okay? This is something all of you guys will be comforted once I tell this to you. You'll never run out of people and you'll never run out of leads. There's two specific reasons why. One, technology. We're living in a world where everybody's big. Ordering food online, shopping online, doing your banking online. You don't even have to leave the house. Technology is now taking over. Go to any Walmart, CVS, automation is absolutely taking place. The mundane jobs are disappearing. We're a growing population. So if we're getting robotics and automation that are doing the jobs of mundane jobs, that means essentially we'll have more people, less jobs. That means we'll have a population that are going to be constantly looking for, well, what else can I do? What can I do? I.e. you looking online, what's out there? You think that's going to end? That's going to keep going. This is going to be a forever thing. If you don't have a skill set, you won't have a job. You're going to struggle. The other thing is, though, this is super comforting to me. And I say this all the time, but it's fact. 3.6 million babies being born every year in the United States.
That's what it was.
You know what that means, guys? 3.6 million new mothers. Whether it's your second child, third child, fourth child, fifth child, you got to do it all over again. You're staying home. You're not going anywhere. New baby, nurture time. What are you going to do? Daycare center? Yeah, $700 per kid per month. X4. Right? Yeah, right. So now you got all these amazing women, smart mothers at home, husbands out working like me, 40 hours, 50 hours a week, busting his chops, trying to make ends meet. Here's all these amazing, brilliant women, i.e. you. Some of you women are just so incredible. I've met some of the most powerful women in this business because of their drive, their determination, let alone some of them single moms, the work that you guys have to do. But a lot of amazing mothers, you guys know who you are. You guys put your kids to bed, they take a nap, the house is clean. I got downtime. What else can I do to contribute to the household? Because damn it, my significant other is not making enough. What could I do? How can I help? I can work from home. Tell me that we're going to stop having babies. We'll be in trouble. You know what that means? We're going to have a continued source of new mothers, 3.6 million to be exact, every single year. And a big percentage of them are going to look to help contribute to the household. Yeah? So how do we run out of leads? How do we do it? Does that make sense to you guys? Does this make sense to where you guys now effectively understand? For you guys to say, there's nobody out there, I'm going to put up the BS meter. Yeah, right. You just don't know how to approach them. You're not tapping into it the right way. That's it. That's all it is. Now, online exists. Now it makes it a lot more easier. You just got to understand how to cast the net. Right? So if you're willing to put in the work ethic, put in the work, to sacrifice the energy, there's no excuse, honestly. People are entering this business last year, 6 months ago, and changing their lives. Don't tell me. You know why? The biggest difference is they made a decision. I want to change my life. This is how I'm going to do it. The question is, some of you guys are just starting new. It's okay. It's okay. You haven't made that decision. That's completely fine. But when you do, you go all in and you got to go hard. You can't look back, and you just got to embrace all the bullshit that's going to come along with it, and all the little successes and all the big successes that are going to come along with it too. And you're going to realize this is real life. This is not, I don't want to spell out to you that this is going to be rainbows and unicorns and everything's going to be fluffy and it's going to be raining money. Success will never fall on your lap. I'm sorry. I got to bring that realization to you. The sooner I do that, the better it's going to be. That way, now we can roll up our sleeves and let's get dirty. Let's put our nose to the ground, and we're going to have to go to work. Yeah. We're going to have to accept, and we're going to take a few blows along the way. There's not a single black belt that I know in martial arts that's made it to black belt unscathed, without a hyperextension, without a nose broken along the way, and all of the above. It's just what it is. So is it worth it? I got a question. It's not good. Is it simple? Yes. Is it easy? No. But is it worth it? You tell me. I showed you a 1099 just on last year alone. Was that worth it? So that's my power hour today. My name is Charles Lee, RT. You can find me on Instagram, on Facebook. It's charles.lee.lv. Please find me. I put it in the chat line. I will see you guys. So this is how I do my power hour. The first Wednesday of the month, the first week, I take a week off, and then I'll do the next Wednesday. So I come on 3 times a month. Okay. And so you'll see me in 2 weeks from now, because we're gonna go enter a new month. And then I'll see you on the next Wednesday. And then we're gonna go over strategies. We're gonna go over goal setting. We're gonna go over a lot of things. The idea is to build you in a foundation in a way that helps you guys get there. And then I'm gonna also have special guests, top income earners, to come on and share their stories, so you guys honestly can hear from them. I'm going to go into Q&A, so that way I can answer all of you guys' questions. Okay, this is the beginning of a beautiful thing for all of you guys. So stick with me. Stay with me until you get to where you absolutely deserve to be. All of you guys deserve an extraordinary life. All of you. All of you do. Okay? Please believe me. And I earnestly want that for all of you. So with that said, thank you for coming. May God be with you, protect you, shield you, guide you, walk with you, love you, hold you, bless you, build you, heal your family. I want that. I love you guys. Have a blessed and wonderful Wednesday. Again, Charles Lee RT and Instagram. I'll see you guys very soon. Have a blessed one, guys. Bye.